First question. A journal plans to publish 18 research papers written by 8 authors A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H in 4 issues of the journal scheduled in January, April, July, and October. Each of the research papers was written by exactly one of the 8 authors. Okay. 5 papers were scheduled in each of the first 2 issues, while 4 were scheduled in each of the last 2 issues. Every author wrote at least 1 paper and at most 3 papers. The total number of papers written by A, D, G, H was double the total number of papers written by the other 4 authors. Okay, so at this time, I am able to see A, D, G, H, and what is left is B, C, E, F. If these folks have written X papers, these folks have written 2X papers, and total number of papers written is 18, which means this group has written 6 papers. This group has written 12 papers. If this group has written 12 papers, I already had the information. Every author wrote at least 1 paper and at most 3 papers. So 4 people have written 12 papers. All of them would have written 3 papers each. This much I can infer. Okay. 4 of them were authors from India and 2 each from Japan and China. So India had 4th, Japan, China had 2 each. Okay. Each author belonged to exactly one of the 3 areas: manufacturing, automation, and logistics. 4 of them were from logistics. And 2 were from automation area. If 2 are from automation, the remaining 2 will also be from manufacturing then. So manufacturing or automation, 2 each. This much also we can get to. As per the journal policy, none of the authors could have more than 1 paper in any issue of the journal. Okay. So far, you should get to the realization that this is about matrix distribution. And there are several parameters that we have to take care of. In fact, one is in which month your journals get published, and the other is what country you are from, what area you are from. So you would have to make a table. I will go ahead and try to create the table here. It will take some time. Please bear with me. Heading, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Okay. So I have category, country, name, January, April, July, October, and total. Okay. So area or kya tha? What did they call it? Area only. Okay. Area, then country, then name, then Jan, April, July, October, and total. For each of these months also we were given the information. 5 papers were scheduled in each of the first 2 issues. So 5 in January, 5 in April, 4 in July, and 4 in October, total 18. We also had the information A, D, G, H. All of them had 3 each. But B, C, E, F, we know that they are 6 cumulative. 6 cumulative. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm writing down the names of all the 8 people here: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. 3 papers here, 3 papers here, 3 papers here, and 3 papers here. This should not be there. Okay. Now, apart from this, we also know 4 India and 2 from China, Japan. We also know 4 from logistics and 2 from manufacturing automation. Was there any other important thing that we had captured in the previous page? Not really. These were the things that we had captured. Okay, we have all this information. Let's get to individual issues or individual clues. F, an Indian author from logistics area. F, India and logistics. Now see what I'm doing is, because I've written it down here, I'm also making records of what is happening further. So logistics, one person is mentioned. India, one person is mentioned. Wrote only one paper. It was scheduled in the October issue. Okay. If it was scheduled in the October issue, this is happening. Nothing, nothing, nothing. One. This is done. Also, okay, this much we know. This much. Oh, we know this also. F is 1. F is 1. Let's go. A was from the automation area and did not have a paper scheduled in the October issue. A was from the automation. He did not have a paper scheduled in October. We know he had 3 papers scheduled. So definitely here, these 3 slots were definitely filled up. Now the country we don't know. We have taken care of the first point. We have taken care of the second point. Country we don't know. Third is none of the Indian authors were from manufacturing area. Okay. Indians, manufacturing, not happening. And none of the Japanese or Chinese authors were from automation area. Okay. Automation with Japanese and Chinese was not happening. So go back. A was from automation. So it has to be country India. Has to be country India. Point 3 we will not take off because this will get used in subsequent clues as well, because this is not really something I can take off right now. I've taken care of it entirely. Let's go to point 4 now. A and H were from different countries. So H is either from China or from Japan, but had their papers scheduled in the exact same issues. So H is here, 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 not in October. Okay, done. C and E, both Chinese authors from different areas. Okay, China, China. If they are from different areas, we know Chinese don't come in automation. So Chinese will be either manufacturing or logistics. Correspondingly, logistics or manufacturing. At this time, we also know Chinese only had 2 people. Both of them have been accounted for. So this last H person has to be from Japan. This last person H has to be from Japan. अच्छा, इंडिया के भी 2 लोग आ चुके हैं. लॉजिस्टिक्स का एक व्यक्ति आ चुका है. ऑटोमेशन का एक व्यक्ति आ चुका है. लॉजिस्टिक्स के 2 लोग आ चुके हैं. सिंपली ट्राइंग टू मेंटेन अकाउंट. जापान का एक आ चुका है. ठीक है. Both C and E, both Chinese authors from different areas, had the same number of papers scheduled. Further, E had papers scheduled in consecutive issues of the journal, but C did not. Now see, C and E here in this group, B, C, E, F, C and E have same number of papers scheduled, and E had papers scheduled in consecutive issues, which would mean number of papers that E has to be greater than equal to 2. Otherwise, you cannot have it scheduled in consecutive issues. If you have just one paper, it cannot be consecutive. So E, if it is greater than equal to 2, the only way it can be distributed is 2 to 1. B has 1 paper scheduled, C has 2, E has 2. Okay. So if E has 2, let's say, had the same number of papers scheduled, both C and E, both Chinese authors from different areas. Okay. E had paper scheduled in consecutive issues of the journal, but C did not. Now see, can it be the first 2 issues that E has his paper scheduled in? Not really, because then C would have it in the other 2 months. The only way this distribution would work is tick, tick here, cross here, 2 here, 1 here, 2 here, here, and here, and cross here and cross here. Okay. Life is nice. B from logistics area. Logistics. So I have one more person from logistics to take care of. One more logistics person is identified. Had a paper scheduled in the April issue of the journal. In the April issue of the journal, we have this. He had only one paper, so it is gone entirely. Okay. B and G belonged to the same country, and none of their papers were scheduled in the same issue of the journal. B and G belong to the same country. See, China people have already been allocated. One Japan person has already been allocated. The only way B and G are from the same country is if they are Indians. India here. India here. Now there is only one information point left in country. This has to be Japanese. Additionally, B and G have their issues. None of their papers were scheduled in the same issue because B has his paper scheduled in April. G will not do it here. This will happen. This will happen. This will happen. Okay. Additionally, can we also see for Japan, for January, we need 5 ticks. So it will be published here. For April, we need 5 ticks. This will happen. Now, for July, we already have 4 ticks. This will not happen. For October, we need one more tick. This is also identified. Wonderfully well done. Point 7 is taken care of. D, a Japanese author from the manufacturing area. Okay. So this is manufacturing. Now, can you see? Manufacturing के दो लोग आ गए. Manufacturing के दो लोग आ गए. Either C or E. C or E में से कोई एक and D. 2 manufacturing people are taken care of. So the other automation person, look at the other automation person. It will either be G or be H. But I know Japanese can't be in automation. So this person has to be automation wala. This person has to be automation wala. Achha. Now see logistics. One B is from logistics. F is from logistics. Either C or E is from logistics. But logistics needs 4 people. So this H has to be from logistics region. This is also identified. D, a Japanese author from manufacturing area did not have a paper scheduled in the July issue. Yes, that is true according to our storyline. C and H belong to different areas. C is either manufacturing or logistics. H is from logistics. So C has to be from manufacturing, which means E has to be from logistics. We now have precise area and country and name, all of it aligned with which month they had their publications in. Let's go to individual questions. What is the correct sequence of number of papers written by B, C, E, G? B, C, E, G. So 1, 2, 2, 3, option A. How many papers were written by Indian authors? How many papers? Indian authors are 3, 1, 4. 1, 3, 4. So 4 and 4, 8 papers. Okay. Question 3. Which of the following statements must be true? Every issue had at least one paper by author from each country. Let's see. China. I have July, January, April, July, and October. Yes, China is covered everywhere. Japan, let me see. 1, 2, 3 is already done. And in July, H did it. Okay. Indians, let's see. A, January, April, July, A is taking care of. G is taking care of October. So yes, every issue had at least one paper by author from each country. This statement is true. Let's look at statement B. Every issue had at most 2 papers by authors from each area. Okay. Now see, if you want to violate this statement or you want to prove this statement false, which area should you be checking? Of course, only logistics, because for manufacturing, you cannot have more than 2 papers. Not logistics. Yeah, for manufacturing, you cannot have more than 2 papers. For automation, you cannot have more than 2 papers. Only for logistics, you have to check. Let's see if in any issue we have more than 2 logistics papers. B is a logistics fellow. E is a logistics fellow. 2 people are gone, so not a good issue to check. Let's check April. B has one paper, E has one paper, and H also has one paper. So now this statement B has been negated because in the April issue, B and E and H, 3 logistics papers have been published. So this is false. So answer to question 3, which of the following statements must be true? Has to be option C, only statement A. Fourth question, which of the following statements is false? Okay. Every issue had at least one paper by author from automation area. Let's see, automation area 1 here and automation. Yes, this is true. So it will not be the answer. Every issue had exactly one paper by a Chinese author. This is also true from CNE, I remember. Every issue had exactly 2 papers by authors from logistics area. From the previous question itself, we know this to be false because in the April issue, there were 3 papers from logistics area. So this has to be the answer. For peace of mind, we will also check option D. Every issue had exactly 2 papers by Indian authors. Let's see. First Indian author and the second Indian author, A and G. In April, we had it from A and B, not from F and G. In July, we had it from A, we had it from G, we did not have it from F. And in the month of October, we had it from F and G. So yes, this is also true. Next question, which of the following statements is false? There were exactly 2 papers by authors from manufacturing area in the July issue. Manufacturing area in the July issue, there are no manufacturing wale log, Chinese and Japanese. Neither of them are publishing. So when it is saying there are exactly 2 papers by authors from manufacturing area in July issue, this is definitely false. We can mark this as the answer. Let us also go ahead and rule out other options. There were exactly 2 papers by authors from manufacturing area in the January issue. Let's see. In the January issue, manufacturing people, C and D, both have their papers. Yes. So this is true. There was exactly 1 paper by an author from logistics area in the October issue. Logistics area, October issue. B was logistics, not there. E was logistics, not there. F was logistics, there. H was logistics, not there. So yes, this is also true. Exactly 1 logistics paper. There was exactly 1 paper by an author from manufacturing area in the April issue. Manufacturing, 1 paper. C did not have it, D had it. So this is also true. So of course, A has to be the answer. Question 6, which of the following is the correct sequence of number of papers by authors from automation, manufacturing, and logistics areas? Now within these, see, automation and manufacturing are the smaller groups. There are two teachers only there. Logistics has 4. So we'll, from whatever we get for automation and manufacturing, from 18 we'll subtract and see. So automation, we will check first. Automation, we have 3 here. We have 3 here. So 6 for automation. For manufacturing, we have 2 here. We have 3 here. So 5 for manufacturing. So out of 18, 11 is gone. 7 is left. So this has to be the option that we mark. And that is the entirety of this set.